because he's never changed something like supposed to change.
For Alexander Usyk, what does he do now? He's won everything. He's, the best at cruiserweight.
To me, so tentative. He was coming forward, but there was no head movement. I don't know what's going on in Daniel Dubois' camp, because you can't fight any southpaw. Never mind.
Massive shout out to Alexander Usyk. He did a fantastic performance tonight over Daniel Dubois, a good young game lad who come for a...
Martin Bakole saw it coming before the bell even rang. He said Daniel Dubois wouldn't survive past 5 rounds. And he was right. Spot on. That's how predictable Dubois has become. No jab, no brains, no growth. He walked into that ring like a deer in headlights and...
Before today, that Daniel Dubois would never pass 5 rounds if he kept boxing like the same way he boxed last time he fought Usyk. But he did the same. There was no jab, nothing changed. He deserved the knockout because he never changed something like...
got exactly what he earned. A brutal, humiliating knockout on the world stage. Bakole didn't just predict the outcome. He practically scripted it. 4 or 5 rounds, he said. And sure enough, Dubois folded right on cue. That's not analysis. That's prophecy. Why? Because Dubois came in with the exact same game plan Bakole had already explained.
Amazing. No one was expecting that. But I said it before the fight. I said Dubois will get knocked out around 4 or 5. He will never pass 5 rounds. So because I said it, if he wanted to keep the same style that he fought with Usyk will knock him out easy. But if he changed some couple of stuff, he would done well. But no, sorry to him and it happened.
No adjustments, no evolution. Nothing new. Usyk barely broke a sweat. He dismantled Dubois like it was just another sparring session. Everyone saw it. Everyone except Dubois. Tony Bellew didn't hold back. After one half-decent body shot, Usyk literally mocked...
The whole fight to which Usyk tapped his belly and just said, "What was that?" And then there was zero else coming back. And that's, in my opinion, that's the attitude and that's the mentality of a guy that when the going gets tough, he doesn't want to fight. And you can never change that.
To Dubois mid-fight. That's how little threat he posed. Bellew nailed it. When pressure hits, Dubois folds. No grit, no will, no fight. You can't teach heart. And clearly Daniel left his outside the ring. Johnny Nelson put it plainly. Usyk didn't just beat Dubois. He
took away everything, all these attributes. He took away his jab, took away his power, took away his movement, took away his confidence to the point where Daniel was putting his backside on the floor thinking, wow, we're only in round 5 here and I'm getting chopped up. And this guy, Usyk,
exposed every weakness in him. No jab, no footwork, no confidence. By round 5, Dubois looked like a man ready to quit boxing altogether. He wasn't just defeated, he was broken. Duke McKenzie spotted it from the first round. Dubois was gassed before he even threw a meaningful punch. Breathing heavy like he'd gone 10. That's not nerves. That's fear. Against Joshua, at least he showed some fire. A jab, a pulse. Against Usyk, he looked like he forgot how to box. Usyk didn't just neutralize Dubois, he removed his soul. You could see it in his face. That hollow stare, the dead legs, the frozen hands. The moment was too big, the opponent too good. And when a fighter like Usyk senses weakness early, the ending is just a matter of time. Usyk could have ended it any moment, but he chose...
In the first round, looked really tired. I don't know if it was the occasion that got to him. Obviously, Usyk got to him, but his punches had no snap on them. When Dubois fought Anthony Joshua, in the first round, he sat out his stall and he went to work straight away. Steady jab, stiff jab, big jab. He jabbed Joshua to death in the first 30 seconds. But in this fight against Usyk, the jab was pretty...
It was to break Dubois down slowly, piece by piece. That wasn't just defeat, it was humiliation by design. McKenzie only confirmed what fans already knew. Dubois isn't built for this level, and he's definitely not built to face a master like Usyk. And then Joe Gallagher broke down the final moments. Dubois didn't just walk into a punch, he walked into a trap, twice. First he thought he had Usyk cornered against the ropes, finally doing something right, and boom, check hook to the temple, then a left hook from the blind side. Game over. What's worse, Usyk made it look effortless. These weren't wild shots, they were precision tools, used with the timing and accuracy of a master. Dubois didn't just fall.
I think Daniel forced him into the ropes, and he just walked onto a check hook high up on the head, and then obviously in the two phases of attack, Usyk did in them with the left hook round the side of the right hand.
He collapsed, not just his body, but his spirit. Gallagher was trying to be respectful, calling it unfortunate, but let's be honest, Dubois got schooled, and not by just any fighter, by a genius. If you chase Usyk without a brain, you pay the price. Dubois wasn't outwitted, he was outclassed, by a man who's thinking 3 steps ahead every second. Usyk didn't need luck, he needed skill, and he had it all. Even Dubois' own father couldn't sugarcoat it. Stan Dubois said it plain, his son's best wasn't enough to even dent Usyk. No excuses, no referee complaints, just cold truth. And that truth, Usyk is on another level, mentally, technically, spiritually. Daniel wasn't ready, and Stan knew it. The whole Dubois corner bought into the hype, but Usyk made them and the world see reality. Stan recognized greatness in that ring, even as his son was getting dismantled.
You believe it is necessary now for him to come back and, can be a 2-time champion?
Well, that's up to him. We'll have a chat and see what he wants to do.
Do you know yet what?
Sometimes it takes a beating to show you where you really stand in the division. And Daniel, he's nowhere near the top. Stan said what the world was thinking. Usyk isn't just a champion, he's the champion, the best in the world. And Daniel was just another name on a long and growing list of victims. Even other fighters were in awe. Ajit Kabayel couldn't believe what he witnessed. Usyk looked like he was operating on another planet. Every jab, every right hand, razor sharp. And Dubois, he wasn't defending, he was frozen, watching punches come like headlights on a highway. Kabayel got it exactly right. Usyk doesn't just land shots, he dissects you. This wasn't about brute force. It was about ring IQ, timing, and patience. Dubois got hit from angles he didn't even know existed. No reaction, no adjustment, just a walking target, absorbing punishment and waiting for the bell, or the canvas. Kabayel said it best, if you're not ready, Usyk will end you. And fast. Dubois found that out the hard way. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when.
Fight early, but I say this before, Daniel Dubois makes so much pressure, too much pressure, he not control, and every jab, every right hand is too strong, and he not defends himself, but you see the result, Alexander Usyk stopping fast.
Did it surprise you how early Alexander got the stoppage?
Yes, before the fight, I never say this is, he come to stop him so early, but after the first round, I say, the fight will never.
And when Usyk hit the gas, the ending was surgical. We saw it. Kabayel saw it. Now Dubois knows it too. You don't walk through a man like Usyk, you get flattened. But the harshest blow came from his own blood. Caroline Dubois called it a disgrace. Not a disappointment. Not an unlucky night. A disgrace. That's her word. And if anyone would defend Daniel, it would be his sister. She's watched him train, believed in his journey, and even she couldn't back him after that. That says everything. Usyk didn't just beat Daniel, he broke him. Mind, body, spirit. Caroline's reaction cut deeper than any punch, because when your family loses faith publicly, the shame hits a whole new level. You can't hide from that. You can't spin it. This wasn't the loss of a warrior, it was the collapse of a fighter who didn't belong in that ring. Caroline's honesty stings because it's the truth. Daniel never showed a reason to believe he
talented, but time and season is everything in the sport, and
could bounce back. And when your own sister says so on live camera, you've hit rock bottom. This wasn't just a defeat, it was a legacy killer. And even Eddie Hearn had to admit it. Usyk didn't just outbox Dubois, he bullied him. Maybe Dubois had some pressure early, but it evaporated the moment Usyk decided, enough. From that point on, it was domination. Usyk didn't run, he didn't dance. He walked Dubois down and took his soul. Hearn said it himself. This is the man who handled Joshua twice, who's gone toe-to-toe with Fury in sparring, and who just dismantled Dubois without breaking a sweat. What more does he need to prove? Dubois came in looking for redemption. Instead, he got a masterclass in destruction. Usyk didn't just win, he dictated every second of the fight. And Dubois, he wasn't just defeated, he was exposed. Usyk controlled the pace and toyed with Dubois like he was a domestic-level fighter out of his depth. When even Eddie Hearn, One of the biggest promoters in the sport is left
was under pressure in the first round because Dubois comes out fast like he did against AJ, and if he catches you, you're in trouble. And I think just after that, he just decided basically, I'm not going to go on the back foot anymore. I'm going to take the fight to Dubois, and he just kind of beat him up, and obviously stopped him. I mean, he's beaten AJ twice, Fury twice, Dubois twice.
You everything you need to know. Dubois wasn't just out of his league. He looked like he was in the wrong sport. That stoppage wasn't shocking. It was inevitable. And while Dubois was dealing with the wreckage, Frank Warren had to face the music. His so-called golden boy had crashed and burned again. Warren, who once promoted Usyk, now sounded like a man trying to sweep up the pieces of a shattered dream. He's only 27, he said, as if age alone could excuse what just happened. But age means nothing if you're not learning. Being young doesn't mean you're destined for greatness. It just means you've got more years ahead to get punished if you don't evolve. And let's be honest, what exactly is Dubois learning? From the looks of it, nothing's changed. Same stiff movements, same leaky defense, same mental fragility. Warren had hoped for a redemption arc, but what he got was a horror sequel. And now even
the he's in the dressing room at the moment, and if he's going to come back, he's got to learn from it. He's only 27 years old.
Yes, Dubois is 27, but at this level, if you haven't improved, you're already done. The elite evolve. Dubois stagnates. And right now his toolbox looks emptier than ever. Usyk didn't just beat him, he broke him, left him looking like a shattered man under the lights of a global stage. You could hear it in Warren's voice. The fight was over, and maybe so was the hype train. Dubois should be turning a corner. Instead he's slamming into another wall. And when even Don Charles, who always has something to say, is left speechless, you know something went horribly wrong. There were no excuses this time. No blaming the ref. No controversy to hide behind. That fourth round collapse wasn't debatable. It was undeniable. The truth is, Dubois didn't just lose. He vanished. All the pre-fight talk, all the promises of change. And then this. Another early round implosion. Another no-show.
Speechless. I've usually got a lot to say. I'm speechless. The fight ended in.
Said, we got conned. But even he knows the real robbery wasn't in the ring. It was in the expectations. The audience expected a war. Instead, they watched a one-sided masterclass, capped off by a fighter who looked like he never belonged in there to begin with. Usyk made Dubois look like a regional amateur, not a world-level contender. Charles didn't even bother dressing it up. He couldn't. He knows the levels. And Usyk, he's in another galaxy. Dubois keeps getting these chances, but every time the bell rings, the truth comes out. When it gets real, he disappears. And finally Derek Chisora, never one to hold back, he came in with pure honesty, and Dubois' entire camp got caught in the crossfire, and rightfully so. According to Chisora, they spent more time pushing narratives than building strategies, complaining about body shots and referees instead of focusing on the basics: survive, fight, win. They came in with a victim mindset, and you don't beat a man like Usyk with conspiracy theories. You beat him with obsession, with preparation, with a killer's mentality. And Dubois' team, they showed none of it. Chisora said it straight. If you want to be elite, start acting like it. Otherwise, keep getting humbled by the men who live and breathe this game. Usyk's team came to conquer. Dubois' team came to complain. That's the difference. This is the gap between champions and challengers. So where does Daniel Dubois go from here? And what happens if he's reckless enough to chase a rematch with Alexander Usyk? Let's be honest. This isn't a rivalry. It's target practice. Dubois has already been dismantled, embarrassed, and mentally shattered in front of the entire boxing world. Usyk didn't just win. He exposed every flaw, every false narrative his camp tried to sell. He peeled back the hype layer by layer, until there was nothing left but doubt and damage. And the worst part, everyone saw it coming. Martin Bakole predicted the knockout. Tony Bellew questioned Dubois' mentality. Even his own sister and father didn't hide their disappointment. This wasn't a shocking defeat, it was an expected collapse. So if this rematch actually happens, it won't be redemption, it'll be a repeat execution. Usyk is sharper, meaner, and more dominant than ever. Dubois, meanwhile, is still stuck in neutral, hoping one lucky shot